in Brevon Towns, the host of that show called Sports Plus Life. All right, let's go. Cut it off, cut that shit off. Even though I made that, Anyway, and by the way, I have posted that to my YouTube page. The actual song is called Get Your Mind Right. And that joint is fire. Anyway, got another one coming too, real soon. How's everybody doing today? All right, again, if you are a first-time listener, go ahead and click that subscribe button and become a regular of the Sports Plus Life family, which is like all of like 5 people, maybe 10. But anyway. Today is Saturday, January 5th, 2019. And, Friday night, last night was cool. I was just up watching some basketball because I don't even want to discuss the NBA today because the Lakers lost to the damn Knicks. The Knicks! I mean, the Lakers have so proven me wrong when I said that they were not going to be like Cleveland without LeBron. But even though we didn't know Rondo was going to get hurt or Kuzma, but you lost to the Knicks. The Knicks. I mean, so I'm not even discussing NBA today. But I I hope everybody's having a good day, a good Saturday. I'm trying to do this early because it takes forever to upload, and I want it to be uploaded after it's edited, at least before the first wildcard game comes on. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to it! It is Wildcard Saturday in the NFL. Yes. Won't he do it? It is the best weekend. It is the best time of the year. Unfortunately, now that the regular season is over, I don't get 7 hours of commercial-free football. Now I get 7 hours of commercial-full football, but it's the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Big boys and come out to play. So that's where I'm going to start off. That's how I'm going to do it. The first game is in about 2.5 hours. The Houston Texans host the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm just going to jump right into it. This is a tough pick'em game because, you got the Texans, they're at home, they have the bigger names, particularly on defense. The Texans have, of course, a quick summary of both team seasons. The Houston Texans started off 0-3. Their coach was, I guess, said to be on the hot seat, Bill O'Brien. They started off 0-3, then won 9 straight games. Got in front in the division, didn't look back, ended up finishing 11-5, winning the AFC South. Blew a chance to have a first-round bye, but at this point now, that's neither here nor there. The Indianapolis Colts, another team that started off slow. They started off 1-5. Andrew Luck did not appear to be fully back healthy the first quarter or per se of the season. And then they won 9 of their last 10 games to finish 10-6, thus making the playoffs with their new head coach, Frank Reich, who was the offensive coordinator last year for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, like I said, this is a tough game because just a couple of weeks ago, the Colts went into Houston and won. And that game is in Houston again. Houston is very thin at the receiver position. I was hoping that, they would sign Brandon Marshall, seeing after what happened with Demaryius Thomas, which is a huge injury. DeAndre Hopkins is gimpy. Kiki Kuti, or I guess that's his name. They say he's going to play, but he's got the hamstring issue. And then you have a bunch of young guys at receiver. So I guess it's time for them to step up. But you got Deshaun Watson. This is his first career playoff game. And On the other side, you have Andrew Luck, who, when he got healthy, took off. He's going to be the runaway comeback player of the year. I think if Houston had somehow managed to win the division, I think Andrew Luck would be in the conversation for MVP, actually. And I mean, gosh, this is a division game. You know, this is the third time these two teams have met this season. So that's going to be something. I mean, that's going to be something crazy because you play a team. Both of them have won. Both of them won once. You know, this is the rubber match, and now this is with all the chips. Win, go. There's no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. The finality of the situation will come to somebody at some point during this game. And as much as I said this on my last show, that in light of of what DeAndre Hopkins is doing for a family in Houston, the events that happened where a 7-year-old was killed in a drive-by last Sunday in Houston, that he's dedicating his entire game check of $29,000, the playoff check, because you get paid then there's a playoff check. He's donating that entire check to the family. I said that I'm rooting for the Houston Texans, and I hope the Houston Texans go all the way to the Super Bowl. Nothing against any of the other teams. Well, let's talk about the Patriots. I mean, I'm not a Patriot fan. Fuck them. But I would be rooting for the Patriots. But if I have to be brutally honest, I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to win. They're hot. And they're playing, both teams play in domes. So that's neither here nor there. But things that are not being looked at, is the Colts have done a fantastic job with putting together an offensive line, and you're seeing how good Andrew Luck can be. And now the Texans front seven is as good as anybody. With J.J. Watt, who had an all-pro season, Jadeveon Clowney, who had another Pro Bowl season, Merciless, and they have another guy, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, who went to the Pro Bowl as well. But they have a very good front seven, but they've been beat up all season in the secondary. Jonathan Joseph has been in and out. Kareem Jackson has been in and out. The once stable person in the defensive backfield has been the Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu. You would say on paper the Texans should win, but the Colts defense is very good as well. Now, I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson can't go out there and make magic, because I truly believe that he can, and I truly hope that he does. But from the eye test right now, I got to go with Andrew Luck. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. But the Colts have a very good defense as well. Their rookie who did not make the Pro Bowl, Darius Leonard, who didn't make the Pro Bowl somehow, some way, made the All-Pro team. Made the first team All-Pro for defense. And he deserved it. This kid is special. And he's going to be something great for a long time, God willing, if he stays healthy. So like I said, from the eye test, I have to go with the Colts over the Texans, even though, like I said, I'm rooting with my heart. I'm rooting for the Houston Texans because I've been a Deshaun Watson fan. I'm a DeAndre Hopkins fan, especially with that act that he's especially with what he's doing for that family. I like Watt. I like Clowney. I like the Texans, but I just don't see it. Now, the second game today is the late game is the Seattle Seahawks at the Dallas Cowboys. First off, let me start by saying, fuck the Cowboys. Fuck them. And I hope they get their teeth kicked in. Now, that's just me speaking from emotion. This is going to be a head knocker. And, another team, two teams again that had slow starts to the season. The Cowboys started 3-5. They won 7 of their last 8 to win the NFC East. And the Seattle Seahawks, who started had a slow start to the season as well, I think 1-2 or something like that, but they finished 10-6 to get the fifth seed in the NFC playoff picture. So, you got. I know Dallas is favored, but Dallas is favored on paper. It looks like they have the better defense on paper. But I cannot bet against Russell Wilson. I'm not going to sit here and say that for Dallas to win, Dak Prescott has to outplay Russell Wilson, and I don't see that happening. Now, if Zeke gets off and goes off, there's really nothing you can do about it. But I don't believe that Dak Prescott is going to outdo Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson he's so underrated. Russell Wilson, should be in the MVP conversation because there were no expectations of the Seattle Seahawks this season. None. And he has put them on their back. Their defense, while it's not the Legion of Boom, it's affordable and it's playing above its potential. They still have a very stout defense. And what I will say this, now Dallas's defense, got the attention of the national spotlight when they shut down New Orleans a week after Thanksgiving. Granted. But has anybody actually really paid attention to how the Dallas Cowboys defense has played the last quarter of the season, the last month, the last 4 games of the season? And if you really think about that, it's been nothing that's been too impressive. It's been nothing that's been too impressive. They ended up having a shootout against the Philadelphia Eagles in the fourth quarter where their defense gave up 17 points at home. And then they went to the Colts and got shut out, where the Colts ran the ball on them for almost 200 yards, ran the ball right down their throat, right up their fucking asses. And then you had the game against Tampa. Now, Tampa has a lot of offensive weapons. But they were, it was a case where they were driving up and down the field on the Cowboys, just wasn't getting any results. And then the last game of the season last week, the Giants put up 35 points. Now, I could understand that if you had a bunch of backups in, but you played all of your main people in a meaningless game, and your defense got smoked. It was a heroic effort by Dak Prescott, who they pulled that one out the hat. It didn't have any bearings on where they would finish, them winning the division. And so you look at the Cowboys defense coming into this game, it ain't impressive. It has not been impressive. And this is not me being a hater of the Cowboys. This is facts. You know what I'm saying? This is facts. Now, I already told you my personal opinion of the Cowboys. They can rot in hell, personally. My personal opinion, the way I feel about it, fuck them. Okay? I mean, this is, again, what I think about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, that's how I feel. So, that's why I really don't think that they're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks. And it's going to be funny because, all these Cowboy fans walking around with their chest out and, this is America's team. We're back. Dak, Zeke, shut the hell up. Boy, y'all in for a long Saturday night. And because, there's honestly a part of me that kind of wants to see them have to go back to New Orleans to get their teeth kicked in. But even then, I'm going to say this, styles make matchups, man. Styles make matchups. Just like in boxing. Styles make fights. And that people would see that as a foregone conclusion because the Saints will be looking for payback. Styles make fights. And, but I have Seattle winning. And keep in mind here as well, Russell Wilson, with the Russell Wilson-Pete Carroll combination, has never lost on Wildcard Weekend. Never. And Russell Wilson, since he's been in the league in 2012, has made the postseason every season with the exception of last year. And every season he's at least won one playoff game. Well, this is going to be their one playoff game that they win. This is going to be the one playoff game that they win. They're going to go into Dallas. They're going to beat the fucking Cowboys. The Cowboy fans are going to be like, well, we still got 5 Super Bowls and all that little bitch-ass shit that they always say to try to gloss over the fact that your team sucks and your team hasn't done anything since 1995, bitches.
You suck.
Yeah, I was in 7th grade the last time y'all did something. The 1995 season, biatches. Okay? And they say, boy, you're using choice language. I am using choice language. Ain't nobody sponsoring me. I mean, when somebody sponsors me, I'll clean it up. So that's the Saturday games. The Sunday games, and these, I mean, this is really, these wildcard weekend is some really good matchups. The early game is the Los Angeles Chargers at the Baltimore Ravens. That's another tough game because they just saw each other 3 weeks ago. And it's hard with the style of play that the Ravens play. It's hard to fool a team twice with that. You know, you would think that the Chargers will be better prepared against the Ravens this time. I'm going to say it. The Lamar Jackson era is here. And this is so tough. This is so tough because on one end, if you just look on paper, again, the Chargers were 12-4, tied for best record in the AFC, just didn't hold the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. So they have to be the wild card. The Chargers are the better team on paper. But it's hard to prepare for that rushing attack with that quarterback. Because he's a different animal out there, especially when he's toting that rock. When Lamar Jackson puts it all together, throwing the ball, good Lord have mercy. What will the league have been unleashed? What will the league do? There's no defense. There's no defensive plan for that guy. That's what makes it so hard. The Ravens play a smash mouth, ball control offense. They want to shorten the game. And then they have the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL who gave Phillip Rivers fits the last time they played in L.A. But something is telling me in the pit of my soul. Remember, I said, I don't even understand why the Chargers would even try to get home field advantage because there is no home field advantage playing in L.A. Playing in Southern California, a place where everybody want to go play and all teams' fans want to go visit. If not for a game, for a vacation. Fuck it, I want to go. Excuse me, I was porched. But something deep in the pit of my soul is telling me that the Chargers are going to win this game. Because don't sleep on the Chargers defense either. You know, because the Chargers defense, they bring it. With Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa and Casey Hayward and Derwin James. They bring it. They bring it as well. It's just, what can you do? How can you neutralize that young phenom at quarterback? Because Joe Flacco's era over. Done. Joe Flacco will not be a Baltimore Raven next season, period. That's it. This is Lamar Jackson's team. And I also said this a couple of episodes ago. Somehow I have a feeling that the winner of this game between the Ravens and the Chargers will come out of the AFC and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I just have that gut feeling. This is one of those games where the winner of this game is going to take it. You know, whether they have to go to New England or Kansas City. And I guarantee you this, the Patriots are probably praying that the Houston Texans beat the Colts. Because if the Houston Texans lose to the Colts, if the Houston Texans beat the Colts, they would have to come to New England. If the Colts beat the Texans, the Colts being the lowest seed left, which is the 6th seed, would have to go to Arrowhead Stadium to play the Chiefs, who is the number 1 seed. And the Patriots would have to play the winner of the Ravens and the Chargers. They don't want to see neither one of them teams. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't give a damn if Bill Belichick had an extra week to prepare. They do not want to see the Chargers or the Ravens, because the Ravens, especially John Harbaugh's Ravens, have never been afraid to go up to New England and take them out. They've done it twice in his era. 2009 and in the wild card round, the last time the Patriots actually had to play a wild card round, and the 2012 AFC Championship game and should have taken them out in 2014. They blew that game. So I don't care, and I don't give a damn who the quarterback is. The Ravens are not intimidated by going to New England, and the Chargers they're simply a better team than the Patriots. This is Phillip Rivers' best shot. This team this year, this is his best shot. You got Melvin Gordon back. You got Keenan Allen, Mike and Tyrell Williams. You got getting Hunter Henry, your tight end, back with age-old Gates. And boy, Antonio Gates looks like a bowling ball now. He does. He just looks like a big old bowling ball. But this is Phillip Rivers' best shot for a Super Bowl. And I just feel in the pit of my soul that the Chargers are going to win. If the Ravens win, I will not be mad at all. But I just think Los Angeles is gonna pull that one out. And then the late game on Sunday, the Chicago Bears host the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. This is gonna be another one. I'm gonna tell you this. Of course, the Bears are the favorite. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm picking this with my heart. I think that the Eagles will pull the upset, but I am picking this with my heart. The Chicago Bears defense is, I think, if the Ravens are the best, if the Ravens are the number one defense, then the Bears are 1A. Nick Foles has the sore ribs, and he's going to take shots, but this Eagles team is playing better. They are playing better. And can you trust Mitch Trubisky? Can you trust him? You know, we're on the bright lights now. We know what Nick Foles can do. We've seen that. We know what Nick Foles can bring to the table. But the Eagles' offensive line is going to have to protect him to the T, because you don't want him repeatedly getting hit by Khalil Mack and company and thinking that he's going to stay in the game, because if Nate Sudfeld has to come in the game, it's over. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. But if Nick Foles stays in this game, I believe the Eagles win. I see this going either two ways. The Eagles are going to win a close, hard-fought, low-scoring game, or the Bears are going to blow them out. I believe it's either one or the other. The Eagles are going to win a close, hard-fought game, or they're going to get ramrodded and run the hell out of Soldier Field. Those are the only two ways I see it. Like I said, I'm picking this with my heart. And my heart says E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! So, like I said, the Bears will be getting all their weapons back. They should have all of their top three wide receivers. But can you trust Trubisky? Tariq Cohen's is a young Darren Sproles. But then on the other side, you have the actual Darren Sproles who's playing like he's found the fountain of youth, who's been playing very well. It could be a very good who could be an X factor in this game. Both those are the two X factors in the game. Tariq Cohen and Darren Sproles. You know, they have, their weapons. What do you do? How do you adjust to those two, game changers? How do you do it? But I'm going with the Eagles. I think the Eagles will win this game and have to go to New Orleans to play the Saints. And the other NFC game, which is tonight, I think the Seahawks are going to beat the Cowboys, and they're going to have a round 3 in Los Angeles against the Rams. That's how I see it playing out. And on the AFC side, I have the Colts. Beating the Texans, having to go to Arrowhead Stadium, and probably they could easily beat them too. And I have the Chargers winning in Baltimore and then heading to New England. Here's something that I want to be the first one to point this out, because I guarantee you, if somebody's thought of it, they ain't said it out loud on the air or on radio, whatever. Los Angeles could host both the NFC and AFC championship game. And this is just food for thought. That's all. And I'll tell you how the scenarios could go. I'll tell you the easy one first. which would be the Rams hosting the NFC Championship game, is simple. They win, the Saints lose. That simple. If they win their divisional playoff game next week and the Saints lose their divisional playoff game next week, then LA would host it. That's simple. Now, for the Chargers, it's a bit more complicated. Of course, the Chargers have to win today, but the Colts would have to win today as well. Because the Chargers are the 5 seed, the Colts are the 6 seed. So, should Indianapolis win and go to Arrowhead Stadium and beat the Chiefs, which is very, very possible, I believe the Kansas City Chiefs will be one and done. I have to see it to believe it. If they go to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs and the Chargers go to New England and beat the Patriots, which I also believe is very possible because the Chargers are just a better team, then the Chargers could host the AFC Championship game. Now, here's the funny part about it. The Chargers and the Rams play in the same stadium, and it's not a dome. It's grass. So how do you pull that one off? I mean, do you have in one end zone the Chargers, the other end zone the Rams? I mean, I don't know. I mean, but just remember I said this because that is something that could very, very well happen. I would not be surprised at all. I would not be surprised at all. So that is my talk about Wildcard Weekend. Now, I'm going to get into a subject now that I have not gotten into yet, and that is college basketball. Because while college basketball started a couple of months ago, that's when really the big boys of the league are, they sometimes have the ACC Big Ten tournament, but it's like the season really, really, really starts after New Year's once they start conference play. Now, I'm going to make no bones about this. I'm make no bones about it. I am a University of Virginia fan. I'm from Virginia. I also love VCU as well. I would support Virginia college sports, period. So, and I'll just give you the top 10 to this point. Number 1 is Duke at 11-1. Number 2 is Michigan at 13-0. Number 3 is Tennessee at 11-1. Number 4 is UVA, Virginia, at 11-0. Number 5 is Kansas, 11-1. Number 6, Nevada, 13-0. Number 7, Gonzaga at 12-2. Number 8, Michigan State at 11-2. Number 9, Florida State at 11-1. And number 10 is Virginia Tech at 11-1. I don't know if I've ever seen Virginia Tech ranked in the top 10 in college basketball. I really can't say that I can remember that. I'm sure it's happened at some point in time, but I mean, the power conference right now appears to be the ACC. You have 4 teams in the top 10. And then you still have North Carolina, who's number 15. So you have 5 teams in the top 25. That's pretty impressive. There's a big game in about an hour in Charlottesville. UVA, who's number 4 and undefeated. I don't understand how they're number 4. I mean, I understand that Duke is supposed to be the super team, but if we're going by record, Tennessee and Michigan should be number 1, and UVA should be number 2. But, certain schools college sports cater to. College football caters to Alabama. College basketball caters to Duke and Kentucky. But UVA plays Florida State. That's the 4 versus 9 matchup. Now, what I will say about UVA is I don't want to see shit. I don't want to hear shit until they do something to get away from the embarrassment that was last year's NCAA tournament, finishing 31-2, number 1 overall, and then losing your first game, becoming the first team in history, the first number 1 team in history to lose to a 16 seed. It was embarrassing. I had my heart ripped out that night. No! But they're 11-0, number 4, yada, yada, yada. I really do want to see what happens when they play Duke, though. That should be good. Because, like I said, Duke looks like, I don't want to say Duke is a shoo-in for the national championship because anything can happen, but, man, Duke looks tough. So, the college basketball season is really starting to warm up. I love March Madness. Oh my God. I love March Madness. It is one of the greatest times of the year to me. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, on Monday, you have the college football national championship game, their annual game, Clemson and Alabama, yada, 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 yada. I'll be rooting for Clemson because I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm not a Nick Saban fan. I'm sorry. But Alabama will probably win. But, I tell you what, it'll be funny as hell if Alabama loses to Clemson because Clemson has a freshman quarterback. Now, granted, this dude looks ready. This dude looks like if he came out now, he would be the number 1 or number 2 pick. But I don't see Alabama losing to Clemson. Now, if you go by, since this is the 4th straight year that they have met in either a national championship or a semifinal game, Alabama has won 2. Alabama won the first one. Clemson won the second one. Alabama won last year, so it could be Clemson's turn. I hope Clemson wins. Fuck Alabama football. But, the national championship game, like I said last time, if you're going to do this whole playoff stuff, put the actual 4 best teams in the tournament. Because, like I said, Notre Dame and Oklahoma was not it. Was not it. You flopped on that one. But, yeah. It's been a little quick today, but this is what I wanted to touch on as far as the sports. I have got some things coming up in the future that I definitely want to touch on. Like I said, the NBA is starting to rev up. The Lakers, man. Gee whiz. So they lost to the damn Knicks. The NBA is heating up. College basketball is heating up. We're nearing the Super Bowl. In 2 weeks, Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner fight. So it's a lot of stuff that's getting ready to happen. So, but with that being said, wada bossa, wada bossa, wada bossa. Now, let's talk about a little life. It's the new year. But, the one thing that I've noticed that I've been seeing just too much is, the same old stuff. And by that, I mean people just going through and doing the same old stuff. That's why it kills me when people are always sitting here saying, I'm going to change. But people don't really understand what the concept of I'm going to change really means. Okay, when you're going to change, if you know that what you've been doing in life is not working or is not advancing you to where you would like to be advanced to, and you feel like you're still standing still, you have to start looking at everything around you to change. If you're around a circle of people, and I don't give a damn if they're family or not, because family will get you first. But if you're around a circle of people that are in the same spot, in the same position, going through the same old bullshit that they've been going through forever and ever and ever, and you're trying to change as an individual, then you need to change your circle of people. And I know that's easier said than done, but if you ribble as a person, as an individual person, because I've seen so many people, and myself included, I've seen so many people have so much potential, so much talent, but they just will not let go of certain entities or certain people. They will not let go. Call it, because I don't know if anybody's ever heard the phrase loyal to a fault, because that's one thing that I am just priding myself on doing. And honestly, the thing about that is that when a person really starts to change and they're changing for themselves, if they're changing for themselves or their significant other or their kids, and they really are dedicated to changing, the people who've been around them will be the first ones to say, oh, you switching up. You brand new. Oh, but the thing is, yeah, that's actually the fucking point. is to be brand new so I can be better. And see, and like I said, I don't give a damn because, I've gone through a lot, and if it's going to change, I'm going to have to change myself. And if I have to change from the people who I surround myself around, so be it, because I want nothing but positive energy. Positive energy. Like I said, if you come to me with a problem and you have issues and stuff like that, sure, I will listen to you. But if you continuously drag it on and drag it on and drag it on, it's going to honestly get to a point where I don't care. And like I said, that may have me viewed as being an asshole, but that's not it. And honestly, if I'm viewed as an asshole, so be it. But I'm sick and tired of the same old bullshit. The same old story from the same old people who always talking about something, I'ma change, but don't change shit but they underwear. And it's the same old. It's like, when will enough be enough? Enough is enough not when you say it's enough, because people don't take you serious. People don't take words really seriously. People take action. I mean, if I look at you, if you're calling me and I don't, and it's be negative energy, I will not pick up the phone, because I'm sorry, I've been around too many people where it's always something, always. Every time I talk to you, it's a drama this, drama that. I ain't got time for it. And I know and love so many people who just continuously do the same old shit, put up with the same old shit, and it's draining. It's draining. I mean, I would call this topic of life just same old. I ain't got time for it. So when you come to me with telling me, well, what this person did and what that person did, I don't care. I don't care, because it's always something with these certain individuals, to the point where I really don't care. I'm listening, but I'm not trying to be funny or fucked up, but I don't give a fuck, because I'm tired of hearing the same old stuff with the same old people. I don't want to be around them, because it is always the same old. They're standing still, and some people in this world, in this life, feed off of that shit. Some people aren't happy unless they're unhappy. Does that make any sense? Does that make any goddamn sense in the world? Some people aren't happy unless they are unhappy, unless there is a battle to fight, unless there's tea to be spilled. That's just crazy. And me, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And to anybody who's listening to this, if anybody who's listening to this, if you feel some type of way, take it with a grain of salt, because I want to see people win, but I don't want to have my time wasted because of other shit that you honestly don't have to be around. Not saying that you have to cut somebody or something completely off, but, if you really want to change, you got to change everything about you, including your surroundings. Now, I'm a person who is blessed to say that my circle of friends, my circle of true friends, has been the same for the last 25 years. And that's, I've had some people that I was real tight with as a teenager and stuff that, eventually we grew apart. That happens. That's life. But my main circle, my cousin David, my brother Sean, my bestie Alicia, they've been around for 25 years. They've been around since I was a kid, and we still tight as glue. So I'm blessed to say that, because not everybody has that. And my inner circle of people has grown, as far as when I talk about real friends, over the years, my brother Calvin, my brother Eddie, that's grown, but if any of those people always had some drama with them, if they always was something, I would shy away from them. I would do that with anybody. I mean, I've shied away from my own family members because of the same old drama, the same old stuff. I mean, like I said, whether you're family or not, I don't got time for that shit. You know, I don't want that negative. I don't want to deal with that negative energy, and I don't want nobody that I love continue to deal with that. But if you continue to deal with it, you have to do that on your own. Because you're as much as people might say they're progressing as a person, if they continue to put up with nonsense, I don't care who it's from, then you really are not progressing as a person because you're putting up with the same old. But anyway, let me get out of here. Edit this so I can have this done by the time the first game comes up. It is your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. This has been another episode of Sports Plus Life. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.